Steelers faithful, we are back for another great week of the Sick Podcast Steeler Crazy. I am Jay York Football. This is Mic'd Up Sports One, and it's going to be golden, Michael. It's going to be golden. So, Sammy,
nice work.
Let's get to it.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to the Sick Podcast. Steelers Crazy.
Aaron Smith shields. Flacco, Polamalu takes it home. Super Bowl 43. Pittsburgh might be bound for that thanks to number 43.
The sickest Pittsburgh Steelers podcast. Sports entertainment like no other. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah,
man, we churn out the guests here like no other. We really, really do. So excited to have another guy on today. But I know we're thinking the same thing on the same wavelength. Before we get into things, we want to talk about Shopkins.com just a little bit right now because we have a really, really special deal and offering going on right now. Everybody loves a giveaway. I always say it all the time. Who doesn't love free stuff?
That bleed black and gold. I need that.
That is absolutely sick. So everybody out there who watches this has a chance to win free stuff. That is an awesome shirt from Shopkins.com. Bleed black and gold just in time for Steelers season. Listen, it's really easy to enter. Just head over to www.shopkins.com/giveaway. Make sure you just enter that email address. Tell us a little bit about you. And then we're going to have weekly giveaways throughout the season. Really, really excited about this partnership. Certainly fits the Steelers' crazy mantra over here as we can hook you up with some awesome stuff before the season. So it's shopyins.com with 2 Z's. Help out small business like Jordan always likes to say. Thanks for doing that, guys. And thanks for watching the Sick Podcast Steelers Crazy. Man, Jordan had a nice line there. It is going to be a golden show because we got another former Pittsburgh Steeler joining us today. He, of course, was a Steeler for 6 years. This guy has plenty of memories, and we're excited to have him on to talk black and gold today. None other than Robert Golden. Robert.
What's up, guys, man? So excited to be with you guys today.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for joining us. So let me start with this, right? You used to be up in Latrobe with a bunch of animals. You're with a bunch of animals right now. Hit us with what you're telling us off air.
Yeah, man, I'm actually looking right at the white rhinos and the ostriches and the giraffes. We got some elephants over there. Man, it's a lot going on, man. We're currently here at the Fresno Chappie Zoo. For those that don't know, my school is Golden Charter Academy. It's the first environmental stewardship zoo school in the nation where our students actually use a zoo every day as their classroom. So I have my staff here on zoo grounds right now going through some professional development, and I kind of stepped out of a PD meeting right now and set up right in front of the African safari. So it's a pretty good sight to do a Steelers podcast interview for sure.
It's a first here on Steelers Crazy. We'll definitely, we might get a cameo from a white rhino or something. You never know.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
I'll flip the camera towards the end of the interview and let you guys see what we're looking at for sure.
This is awesome. I want to throw it back to Latrobe, though, man. This is obviously, the big news around here in Pittsburgh. We're all so excited for the season to start. We're locked into camp. We're tuned into all these videos coming out every day. But I want to throw it back to just the experience for you.
Yeah.
A dorm room experience. It's like throwing it back to high school Friday night lights.
Right.
A little bit. Tell us about what it was like going to Latrobe each year.
Man, I tell you what, that's where you go and you sharpen your sword and get ready for the season, man. I mean, being out in Latrobe, like Coach Tomlin always say, it's football 24/7. So you don't have to worry about anything that's going on outside of Latrobe, but what's going on between those white lines and in those meeting rooms, So I always love the training camp experience just because when you get out there, for a guy like me that was undrafted, that had to prove my love every year, I was totally locked in and committed to making sure that I was on point, but also making sure that we were evolving and developing as a team. So those moments up there in Latrobe, man, they're cherished. And it's a good opportunity for Steelers to get ready for the season. That's for sure.
I know Jordan was just up there taking it all in. Tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights. That had to just be
Oh
one of the
man.
coolest throwbacks.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, it's that high school football experience. You get on a school bus, and you ride over to the Latrobe High School, and you play in front of your fans, man. I mean, if that don't take you back to Friday Night Lights when you were in high school football, I don't know what will. Especially when you're playing in a National Football League. I think the last time guys rode a school bus was probably in elementary or in high school when they got on a school bus, because obviously when you're in college, you're riding on charter buses. So to have that experience and to set that atmosphere, it's a competitive atmosphere where guys can go out there and sharpen their sword in front of fans, but it's also an opportunity to just let you remember why you played a game of football, man. You love it. It's something that you grew up passionate about. And for guys that's playing in the NFL, it's important that they don't forget those moments on why they do what they do on a daily basis, for sure.
Sharpen their sword. That sounds like a Tomlinism. I'm going to call it a Goldenism, if
No
that's cool
doubt.
with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Be golden.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
That's a good one right there. You mentioned something that I wanted to touch on, which
Uh-huh.
is very interesting. The fact that you are an undrafted free agent. We've
No
had
doubt.
some on the show in the past few weeks, guys like David Perales, Jordan Bird. How
Uh-huh.
difficult is that? What advice would you give to undrafted free agents? You're probably
Yep.
walking in wide eyed. I'm on the field with some of these guys that I watched on TV
Right.
for years.
Right.
What do you kind of have to do to put yourself in the moment as a football player?
Yeah. I mean, when you think about those moments, man, you're obviously football is what you do. And if you didn't have the talents to get into those rooms, you would not be in those rooms. So my advice will always was to step inside these meetings, step inside of the football lines, and know that you belong, man. Every single day you got to show up and prove your love, prove why you're worth being inside of those rooms. And just show your worth. One of the things that I always say here with my staff is that life is not based on potential, it's based off performance. So every single day that you show up inside those meetings or when you show up inside of those white lines, you have to put your performance on display. And that's some advice that I always used to just give myself, that don't base my performance or don't base why I'm in this room off my potential. Go out there and show that I can perform and be on those teams and be with those guys just as much as the other people are. So really, it's all about, putting your performance on display and going out there proving that you belong. Is one of the main reasons or one of the main advice that I would give to undrafted players and low drafted players as well too.
You kind of talked about, Mike Tomlin a little bit, but just talk about the impact, that just not in football, but in life.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. It's you guys talked about the Tomlinisms. Man, I'm taking a lot of those Tomlinisms inside of these meetings that I step in front of with my staff every day. One of the things Coach T always say is that it's not about what you're capable of doing, it's about what you're willing to do. And I tell my staff that all the time. We're capable of being great educators, but are we willing to show up in front of these students every single day and be willing to put our best performance on display every day? Where another thing that Coach Tomlin always say is that the first rule to getting better is showing up. In order for us to be the best that we can be at Golden Charter Academy, we got to show up each and every single day ready to educate these students and create an atmosphere that they can thrive in. So Coach Tomlin spoke a lot of words to the team and to me that I currently still hold as value to my staff and to the students that we're bringing up here at Golden Charter Academy.
Those stories never get old. We always ask former players, and it's like each one
Yeah,
is like along the same lines, but it's always like so different and unique because
absolutely,
that man just cares, but he means business, but he'll bring
for
out the best
sure.
in you.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you think about Coach T, man, he's one of those coaches that it's not all about the X's and O's with him. It's
Mhm.
really about developing man to be, great man, great family man, but also create this family-like atmosphere. And When you talk about the Rooney family and the things that they've been able to do outside of football, it's just a testament that shows when you have a great leader, it trickles down not only to the coaching staff, but to the players as well, too.
What are your thoughts on the current team, and do you think that this is a playoff team this year?
Man, I tell you what, if Kenny Pickett beats the quarterback that the team needs him to be, I can definitely see this team going all the way. One thing that you got to understand is that offense sell tickets, but defense wins championships. And when you talk about the people that's on our defense, your TJ Watts, your Minkas, your Patrick Petersons now, your Joey Porter Jr.'s, your Cam Haywards, man, when you talk about those guys, those are all pro like players, and been all pro, been Pro Bowl like players. And when you can stack a defense up like that, there's always an opportunity for those guys to take it all away. But our offense got to be able to put up some points. Our defense got to show up every single game. And if they do that, man, we'll be in the hunt for another Lombardi. That's for sure.
Wow, maybe it can happen as early as this year. Who knows? Kenny Pickett can take a huge leap. And like you said, potentially the best defense in the NFL. That doesn't ever hurt. Defenders, of course, always like to bring that up. That's priority A. I totally understand that. We're hanging out with Rob Golden here on the Sick Podcast. Steelers Crazy. He's at the zoo somehow taking in all the animals. Hopefully it doesn't smell like feces over there where you're at.
I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what, man, I'm here every day, so I done got accustomed to the smells. But not only that, we have our own composting system on campus. So oftentimes we use some elephant poop for fertilizer. And you'll be amazed at what our students have been able to grow and what's been able to flourish coming out of some animal species. So it's a pretty good deal, man. We're giving our students the opportunity to have these different experiences and exposure, not only with animals, but all of the other occupations that makes this zoo run and operate. So it's been a unique education model that hopefully I can bring to Pittsburgh one day and collaborate with the Pittsburgh Zoo and do some really special things out there as well, too.
Well, I'll be there. I live 10 minutes from there, so count me in.
Awesome, no doubt.
You got to get him involved in some elephant poop. We definitely thought elephant poop would be a subject of discussion when we jumped on this podcast today with Rob Golden. So we're happy to tick that box, if you will. Let's wrap up a little bit of Steelers talk, and then I want you to talk a little bit more about your foundation because we can't get enough of the excellent work you're doing in the community out there in Fresno, California. But Jordan and I always like to ask our former players over here. The fans love to hear. Just talk about some favorite memories, maybe some plays, some stories that stand out. Give us something for Steelers Nation over here, a couple things that they'd like to hear.
Man, I'll tell you what, I have so many stories, but one of the good stories that I always tell is, just my first time meeting Troy Polamalu.
Nice.
Here's a guy that's, been this great player at University of Southern California. Obviously, me being a California guy, I grew up watching them. And then to watch TP do what he did for the black and gold, man, I was a fan. And I used to watch Troy Polamalu highlight tapes before I went out and played on Friday Night Lights, literally. But then, I get the opportunity to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I get signed and I come in there for rookie minicamp. And I walk inside the locker room, and there go Troy Polamalu, fresh out the shower, probably just used Head and Shoulders. And he was walking by, hair dripping wet or whatever. And I'm like, that's Troy Polamalu. And that's the first time that I ever been starstruck, man. And I really just stood there and looked at him, man. Troy came over and he was like, man, welcome to the team. He like, I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you do. He's like, let's get to work. Let's go and try to win a championship. He's like, anything that you need from me, let me know, and I got you. And at that point, that just let me know that Troy was a human. But not only that, man, we talk about being a better person than player. Troy embodied that, man, and that was just the type of person he was. To really walk up to an undrafted player and tell him that man, you're just like me. Let's go to work together. I look forward to doing that with you, man. I just spoke volume to not only who he was, but the organization that I was looking to become a part of. So that was really one of my highlight moments of first being starstruck, but then getting to meet the player that I watched film on every single Friday to get myself hyped to go out there and play and realize that he was just like me, really.
Man, that's just so damn cool. We've heard so many
Yeah,
Troy stories, and they never fail to just show off what a great human that man
yeah,
is.
no
So
doubt,
really,
no
really
doubt.
cool stuff. Hey, let's get you
Man, I
out of
get
here on. Go ahead, bud.
no, I was going to say I can give so many more stories, not
Yeah,
only on Troy, but
we'll
I
have you
give
back.
stories on I have give stories on AB, man, Ben. It was great times with the Steelers, that's for sure.
All right, you definitely just gave us a reason to have you back. We'll book you next week again. No, I'm just kidding. We'll find some time throughout the season to chat
No
Steelers, of
doubt.
course. But listen, before we let you go one more time, I want you to talk about the work you've done in the community. We have listeners, followers from all across the country, tons in California,
Right.
maybe some who aren't aware of what you've created, this big chapter
Yep.
in your life and how you're giving back. So touch on that. You're
Yeah.
wearing the black and gold. Got the Golden
No doubt.
Academy over there, man.
No doubt. Yeah, man. For those that don't know, I walked away from my NFL contract in 2018, man, with this vision to really be able to come back to my hometown community and really change the paradigm of education for children that are growing up in underserved and underrepresented areas. And from that point, I came back home and developed the first environmental stewardship zoo school in the nation. Our pathway is through environmental education, and we use a zoo every single day as our classroom, which has been really unique to study conservation, but also to tie nature into the classroom. So instead of looking at what's two plus two, what's two elephants plus two giraffes, or what's two leaves plus two sticks, but really creating these hands-on learning experiences and tying nature into the classroom and giving these students those different natural experiences with learning it really has been, a great reward, not only for me personally to be able to complete a mission like this and develop a public school, but also to just see the fruits of the labor and the great rewards that our students have been able to have from being associated with this educational school. So it's been unique. We're going into year 3 at maximum enrollment with over 250 plus students on a waiting list. And every day, man, we're growing our students to be environmental stewards. So it's been great for sure.
Jordan, what's two elephants plus two giraffes?
I guess I got to start back in kindergarten now.
Awesome.
That's all good stuff. I mean, I think that
Yeah,
that's why we always like to talk. Like everyone, football is entertainment to, everyone in the world, but it's so cool. Like how you said, you walked away from the game and, you saw that your vision was bigger than football. And
absolutely.
it seems to be working out and really having an
Absolutely.
impact. So that
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, to really be able to change what education looks like, that's what I really set my mission out to do. And to be able to do it the way that we've done it in such a short amount of time has been awesome. For those that go on the Steelers website, we've been highlighted on there numerous of times. So they've kind of been part of our PR team, if you will, to really spread the word of what we've been able to do, man. So it's not a coincidence that Golden Charter Academy reps the black and gold, but it's definitely something that we're raising our students up to embody, to not only be environmental stewards, but be great people that the Pittsburgh Steelers is raising up in their organization. And I look to do similar things here.
Hey, we want to thank you again for coming on. Just all good stuff, and we'll
For
definitely have to
sure.
have you on for some more stories during the season. But hey,
Absolutely.
I love the zoo background, so it worked out. Can you show us before you leave, like what we're
For
looking at right
sure.
now?
Let's do it.
For sure, man. So here I am at
No
Whoa,
the
way.
African Safari.
man!
And it goes all the way. You can see the white rhino over there. Not sure if you guys are seeing that. I'm going to take you over to try to see a little bit of the elephants. It's midday right
You
now,
never know what
so
you're gonna get on the Sick Podcast, Steeler Crazy.
It's midday. You got some ostriches out
There you
there. You
go.
got some white
Oh, nice.
rhinos, some geese. The
Whole
lions
family.
are over there. They're probably napping. Elephants are back there underneath the waterfall. But
Yeah.
this
Animals are
is
camera
a day in the
shy.
life.
Yeah.
You pull out the
And there's
camera,
Robert
the
Golden.
animals running out.
Hey, man, we really appreciate you coming on, and keep up all the good work. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome, man. Go Steelers. Appreciate
Thank you,
you,
Yes,
Rob.
sir.
All right,
Appreciate
brother.
you, man.
All right.
See ya. Cool, man. I'm
I mean,
learning new math. Zoo
It
math.
is
Call it zoo math.
it is the Steeler Crazy podcast, so you never know. But again, just a awesome Steeler and even better person.
Yeah, man. Who knew that we would go from elephant poop to Troy Polamalu's story in the
Yeah,
same damn
and guess
episode?
what that was a great segue into what I'm gonna talk about next is our partnership with Brushes and Beans Cafe.
What?
Caffeinate and create at Brushes and
Elephant
Beans
poop
Cafe.
is a good transition.
Visit them at 4550 William Penn Highway in Murraysville. I just went there. I got a double shot of espresso. I was ready to run through a wall, had a super productive day. So if you want to go there, they have pottery, they have pit, hell to pit. Everything there is pit. It's just a great place, great people. I'm going to be going there soon to fuel up. So much to do. Just make sure you guys check it out. And again, that is at 4550 William Penn Highway in Murraysville. Parking, everything you need. Go get some coffee and, do some pottery, do some painting, whatever it is. Be autistic.
It's a great way to regain your appetite if you got a little sick, eat your lunch after watching this episode, hearing about all that fecal matter stuff. So it's an absolutely delicious spot, like you said, lattes, teas, coffee.
No, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the zoo.
No, of course. I think it was absolutely
We were talking
hilarious.
about the poop earlier.
Yeah. Our little kids would love this episode, put it that way.
Yeah.
I think we just got a new generation, or a new demographic, I should say, of Steelers crazy viewers, because you bring up the word poop in front of a 7-year-old, and before you know it, you got the hottest show, Steelers podcast on earth. So that's what we're in search for, man. Yeah, it was a good time. Good show today with Rob Golden. We got a lot more good stuff for you guys coming up this week.
See you soon.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Steelers Crazy on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.